Hello everyone and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and we are in San Diego for Game 2 against the Padres. Regular lineup back in. Here as we start nearing the All-Star game, just I think 2 more series after this one, and we will be to the break. Day game today, coming off yesterday's, I would say, big win. It was still a safe situation. Oh, throat is dry. Looks like the same lineup that we saw out of the Padres yesterday. Not actually sure which Wagner this is. Our Wagner. I guess we'll find out when he comes up to bat. All right, Kester to the plate to start things off today. And it will start with a strike. And a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Marvin to the plate then. And he smacks the first pitch foul. And a fastball runs outside. A shown bunt pulled back, and Kester able to steal second anyway. Pitch, I do believe, was called a ball. So now a runner in scoring position, a 2-1 count. The Padres with no outs yet. Make that 3-1 as that breaking ball down by the feet. This pitch catches the inside corner. We've got a full count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 away, Chief will bat. Runner still in scoring position, and he will swing early on a changeup. And that changeup not particularly close. Right down the middle, and Chief does not swing at it. 1-2. Check back on Kester at second. Don't see that as often. Into center field, but it'll stay up for Edmonds. Kester gets back to second. The line drive, but just carried a hair too far. 2 outs then. Terry at the plate. Swings and misses at the first pitch. This pitch is down and in. Another swing and a miss to make it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wagner out of trouble. So no runs, though a bit of a threat there. Christian Guzman will still lead off for the Padres today. Take a look at the Squirrels lineup. Graves on the mound. There is Guzman. First pitch popped up foul over by the on-deck circle. Tom makes the grab. That'll bring Kevin Kuzman off to the plate. First pitch, a backdoor slider. 4 strike 1. Another called strike, low in the zone. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away, Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. Had 2 hits, I believe, yesterday, both of them later in the game. First pitch is outside. There's a called strike. Another called strike will make it 1-2. Swing and a miss at the slider for strike 3. That ends the first inning. No score in today's first inning, unlike yesterday. Frank will lead things off for the Squirrels in the second inning. First pitch is too low. Inside, we've got a 2-0 count. This pitch breaks outside. It's 3-0. Wagner. Oh, gets Frank to swing 3-0, and it was towards the middle, but only a couple steps over for Crab to go make that catch. So that'll bring Tom to the plate. And he has a 2-0 count. Only Wagner's just going to not throw very many strikes in this inning. 3-0 now. This is where he got Frank to swing into an out. Tom takes that pitch. It's called a strike. It did look a little low to me, but swings at this one and gets a ground ball in the hole to short. Guzman, not enough arm to make that out. That's an infield hit. So that'll bring Zach to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. And he bounces in a curve, or a changeup rather. Oh, popped up a pitch right in the zone. Bard is going to catch it right in front of the plate. 2 away, runner on first for Joey. And he will swing and miss at the first pitch. Another swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, we'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Still no score. And Josh Bard will lead things off for the Padres. First pitch to Bard is called a strike. And that pitch is up and out. There's another called strike. Makes it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out. Austin Kearns to the plate. And he will look at a slider over the inside corner and then swing and miss at a changeup. It's 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. Jim Edmonds in the box now. He starts things off with strike 1. And that fastball down in the dirt. Fouls away that pitch and makes it 1-2. Graves goes with the slider, gets a, how we call it, a deep pop-up. It ends up being a bit of a tough play, but Chief gets back there to make it. So no score through 2 innings. Graves will lead things off for the Squirrels in the third. Graves, for him, having just an excellent year at the plate, hitting .258. Watches that first pitch stay down and out. There's a called strike. Call that a backdoor slider. Fouled away, it's 1-2. Towards second, a little blooper. Crab makes the catch. 1 down. Kester got a base hit in his first at-bat. Wagner struck out 3 Squirrels the first trip through the order. First pitch to Kester is called a strike, and then a blooper into center, and that will get down for a base hit. In the last at-bat, Kester ended up stealing second after Marvin pulled back a bunt. Marvin would then strike out in his first at-bat. Has a 1-1 count this time around. Hits this one into the left center gap, we'll say. Not terribly deep, but deep enough for Kester to go to third, and he will make it in there safely. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Wagner already wiping his brow. Chief at the plate. Hit a line drive into center, but it stayed up for Edmonds to make the catch. This is going to be an easier time of it. Kuzmanoff waiting on it. He makes the grab. Runners still on the corners with 2 outs. Terry at the plate. And this pitch gets away. Not far enough away to score Kester, but Marvin will move up to second base. Called strike on a high slider. Will this stay fair? It sure will. Gets down into right field, and that's going to score 2. Squirrels take a 2-0 lead, and that's going to be it for the pitcher. We'll never find out what Wagner that was. Glendon Rush is going to come back in. Saw him yesterday. Did a good job, but he was gassed by the time he left, so I don't expect he will pitch a long time in this game. Frank lined out in his first at bat. First pitch is called a strike. Swing and a miss will make it 0-2. Well, let's get into center field. It will. Terry on his way to third. Runners on the corners once again in this inning with 2 outs. Tom to the plate. He looks at a fastball for strike 1. Another ball too high. Another ball 2-1. Swing and a miss will make it 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That ends the inning, but the Squirrels do score 2. And San Diego will start with Jody Garrett in the bottom of the third. Garrett got his 1,000th career hit in yesterday's game. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Fouls this one off his foot. It's 0-2. Hits the changeup. That's going to fall in for the first Padres base hit. First Padres base runner of the day. Alex Crabb then to the plate. That fastball too high. Hits this one right over first base. Garrett's going to go on to third. So the Padres now with runners on the corners and nobody out. Pitcher spot up. They're going to let Rush hit, it seems. And he will look at strike 1. Hits this one. He's going to come up with a base hit into left, and the Padres have cut the lead in half, 2-1. So after cruising through the first 2 innings, the third here has become a bit of a problem here for Graves. Still nobody out. Guzman, though, with an 0-2 count. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. 1 down now. Kevin Kuzminoff to the plate. And first pitch, a changeup that misses the zone. This one catches the outside corner, makes it 1-1. Little pop to third, infield fly called, as it should have been. So runners still on first and second for Adrian Gonzalez. First pitch is called a strike. Another pop-up, and Graves is out of the inning, though the Padres do score 1. Now a 2-1 Squirrels lead. Zach will lead things off for Indianapolis in the 4th. He flew out in his first at-bat. Rush throws in strike 1. Ground ball that Guzman will field. 1 away. Wrong G name came out of my mouth there. My apologies. Joey to the plate. He struck out swinging at 3 straight pitches. He finally takes one, and it is called a ball. Hits this one, and it's going to hook foul. At least it's contact. 1-1. Hits this one into right field, but Kearns is able to get in and make the catch. That will bring Graves to the plate. Flew out at his first at-bat. Looks at strike 1 here. Hits this one towards the middle, but Crabb will make the catch. Still 2-1 Squirrels as we go to the bottom of the 4th, where Josh Bard will lead things off. He struck out in his first at-bat. Looks at strike 1 here. Popped foul. 0-2. Graves goes with the slider and gets a swing and a miss. 1 down, Austin Kearns to the plate. Struck out in his first at-bat. Swings and misses at a fastball. Pops up a changeup. Graves will field it himself in front of the mound. 2 down. Jim Edmonds. I think he's the one that hit the pop fly kind of behind third base where Chief ended up making the grab. I think. I'm not 100% sure of that. Has a 1-1 count in this at-bat, though. And this changeup misses inside to make it 2-1. Misses high. It's 3-1. Swing and a miss. Fills the count. 2 outs. Nobody on base. Fastball for strike 3, and Edmonds just lets it go by. We'll go into the 5th inning. Still a 2-1 Squirrels lead. Kester back to lead off the inning. Kester 2 for 2 so far. Looks at strike 1. Hits this one to Kuzminov. 1 away. That will bring Marvin to the plate. He is 1 for 2. Will bat right-handed this time. Looks at strike 1. Hits this one over to Gonzalez, who has to jump to make the catch, but he does do so. That'll bring Chief to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Looks at strike 1. Line drive into left. This one will get down for a base hit. 2-out single brings Terry to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Looks at strike 1 on the outside. This one misses low. Hit and run. Not sure how effective that is with 2 outs. And actually ended up being a close play. Ground ball to short. Guzman playing fairly deep. And not the greatest arm, but just enough to get Terry. So we will go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Squirrels, and the bottom of the order coming up for the Padres. Although I should note that was the part that gave Graves all sorts of fits. Garrett got a base hit and would come around to score the Padres run. Grounds this one to short. 1 away. Alex Crabb got a base hit in his first at-bat. Looks at strike 1 here. He grounds out to first. That will bring Glendon Rush to the plate. He actually has the RBI single for the Padres. Didn't even start the game. Grounds this one to second. Kester will get it over, and Graves much better through that part of the lineup this time around. We'll go into the 6th, where Frank will lead things off for the Squirrels. Frank 1 for 2, got a base hit in his last at-bat. That pitch is low. Grounds this one to second. 1 away. Brings Tom to the plate. He is 1 for 2. Looks at strike 1. Called strike will make it 0-2. A pitch fouled away. Ground ball to third. Kuzminov to first. And Tom's going to beat it out again. Another infield hit for Tom. Padres, not the greatest arms over on the left side of the infield, and Tom making them pay. But Zach flies out foul. That's 2 away. Joey to the plate. Tom, he's rated a speed 10 out of 15, which for a catcher is pretty speedy. Joey, though, with an 0-2 count. And he will put this one into center field for a base hit. Tom stays at second. That will bring Graves to the plate for one last at-bat. He's not pitched the 6th yet. First pitch down in the dirt. This one will get over Gonzalez's head, and this is going to score another run. Throw goes home, but it's not in time. 3-1 Squirrels, and that will be it for Glendon Rush. O'Flaherty is going to come in to pitch now. think they said his name was Garrick. I do kind of, yeah, I remember O'Flaherty, but I don't obviously remember his first name. Anyway, Kester to the plate, looks at strike one. 2 on, 2 out. He has an 0-2 count. This one misses down and in. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will end the top of the third, or 6th. Sorry, I was looking at the score. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Squirrels now leading 3-1. Christian Guzman will lead things off for the Padres. Graves up to 7 strikeouts after 2 trips through the Padres' order. Guzman was one of those his last time up. Has a 1-2 count in this at bat. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down, Kuzmanoff, 0 for 2, strikeout and a fly out. Swings and misses. Just foul down the first base line, makes it 0-2. Fouls this one off his foot, seems like he's okay. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down, Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. Will he be strikeout victim number 10? Nope, he gets a base hit up the middle. That will bring Josh Bard to the plate, who's already struck out twice today. Gonzalez takes off, which is probably a bad decision, and it sure was. That is going to end the inning, and Graves is going to be stuck at 9 strikeouts today. I mean, not the worst place to be stuck, to be clear, but we go to the 7th. It's 3-1 Squirrels. Marvin will come to the plate. He is 1 for 3. He will bat right-handed again. First pitch, called a strike. Hits this one foul down the right field or left field line, third base line, whatever. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down, Chief with a hit in his last at bat. Still have his average back over 400 again. Looks at a ball inside. This one called a strike. Hits this one into the right center gap. Will it be a double? It looks like it will be. Ooh, closer play than I would have guessed, but he did make it in there. If it had been fielded just a little more cleanly out here, it probably would have been a base running error, but he does make it in there. 1 out, runner in scoring position for Terry. That fastball is inside. And a curveball that bounces in. Inside again, it's 3-0. Swing and a miss, 3-1. Looks at strike 2. We got a full count. 1 out, runner on second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Frank will have to be the one to drive Chief in. And he will start off with the backdoor curveball for strike 1. Down and away, 1-1. Another backdoor curve of 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Frank swings at a curveball in the dirt. 3-1, Squirrels still lead. Josh Bard will come back to the plate with a fresh count in the bottom of the 7th. Okay, we are going to change pitchers. Graves gave us his very good outing. Frank made that last out. So let's get Quentin into the game. All right, Josh Bard struck out twice today. Apparently he's also a switch hitter. This whole Padres lineup switch hit. He grounds back to Jones for the first out of the inning. Austin Kearns then to the plate. Looks at a breaking ball for strike one. And that fastball down and away. It's 1-1. Ground ball, a high hop, but doesn't matter. It's foul ball. 1-2. Jones throws in the fastball, but it misses outside. 2-2. Another fastball. This is going to bounce over Jones' head. Joey will make the grab and throw to first. 2 away for Jim Edmonds, who is 0 for 2. First pitch is called a strike. And this is going to be a little blooper towards second. Kester makes the grab. We go into the 8th inning. The Squirrels leading 3-1. Tom will lead things off for Indy. Tom is 2 for 3. Couple infield singles and a strikeout in between those. First pitch is out of the zone. There's a backdoor curve for strike one. Swing and a miss for 1-2. Slider does not make it back to the plate. Hits this one into the air. Kearns should have that in right, and he sure does. 1 away. Zach to the plate is 0 for 3. First pitch called a strike, and looked low and inside to me, but whatever. Ground ball to short. Guzman will make the play. 2 away. Joey to the plate then. He is 1 for 3. Got a hit in his last at bat. Looks at strike one here. Hits this one foul. That's going to make the right field seats. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That will end the top of the 8th inning. We go to the bottom half where Jody Garrett will lead things off for the Padres. It's still a 3-1 Squirrels lead. All right, Hermida will come in to do another setup job to Joey's spot, which will bring Phil into the game. All right, Jody Garrett 1 for 2. Hits this one back to Hermida. 1 away. Alex Crabb also 1 for 2 today. First pitch called a strike. And this will get down into right field for a base hit. Pitcher spot up, and the Padres will pinch hit, as they should. I think it's Joey Gathright, if I remember right. So I thought Joey Gathright, who apparently does not have a hit this year, but he's going to pinch hit here. That curveball misses the zone. Fastball down and in as well. It's 2-0. Down and out. 3-0 count. Swings at a curveball. That was probably ill-advised. 3-1. And a ground ball foul. We've got a full count now with 1 out. Runner on first. And a ground ball towards third. Chief to second. Phil on to first, not in time. Christian Guzman is 0 for 3. Runner on first with 2 outs. Curveball called a strike. Fastball just misses inside. Hit and run. The ground ball to first, though, will end the inning. We go into the 9th. It's a 3-1 Squirrels lead, and Quinton will lead things off for the Squirrels. The Padres will put in Hampson. Justin Hampson. Tony Clark is going to take over at first. Adrian Gonzalez is going to slide over to second. Quinton is going to bat right-handed, and he will start off with a ball. Fly ball, but very shallow right. Gonzalez makes the play. One down. Kester, 2 for 4 today. Looks at strike one. Hits this one also to Gonzalez at second. He is doing the job over there. Marvin at the plate, 1 for 4 on the day. Looks at strike one. This pitch is down and out. Called strike, looked low, but moving this game along. Ground ball again to second. Adrian Gonzalez involved in all 3 outs in the 9th after he moved to second. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Kevin Kuzmanov's going to lead things off for the Padres. They need 2 runs to stay alive. Miyake is going to come into play center. All right, Kuzmanov 0 for 3 so far. First pitch, Shudo for a strike. That's his breaking ball. Should add, for those that don't know, throws the exact same pitch, and Kuzmanov takes it for strike 2. Why not try it again? Gets a pop-up at the plate. Tom makes the foul catch. Adrian Gonzalez then to the plate. Got a hit in his last at-bat. That pitch well outside. Probably low, too. This time he gets a swing and a miss. Too low. It's 2-1. Gets a ground ball to second. Phil will get that to first. Padres down to their last out in this game, and it's Josh Bard, who is 0 for 3 so far. Hits a little pop-up towards third. Chief under it, and that will be your ball game. Final score today, Indianapolis Squirrels 3, San Diego Padres 1. That game felt a little tighter today. I guess I don't have the hit totals in front of me, but seemed yesterday the Padres were more heavily out-hit than they were today, I think. I guess we'll see for sure here in a minute. Well, actually, it was kind of lopsided, too. I don't know. Just felt tighter today. Anyway, Terry's your player of the game. He drove in the first run, which would be the winning run. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. Otherwise, we've got one more against the Padres tomorrow. We will see you then.